Hey guys, and welcome back. Today we are going to do probably a Greater Rift 52. Last night I did a 50. It seemed to go by pretty well. So we're going to try 52 here and see what happens. Whether I fail or succeed, I am going to go to the end to kill the boss regardless. So let's go ahead and get in here. Looks like this is near the one I got yesterday. Near the same layout anyway. But let's see, 52. Quite a bit harder. A little bit more health in here. Run down this way and see what we got. There we go, there's a boss unit. Back away a little bit. Boy. Alright. Now he was at a horde. It's always nice. Alright, so I'm gonna try and get the next portrait up. As you guys know, I need a conquest. Gotta get 6 up to level 50. So I'm working on my last one right now. Well, not my last one actually. It should be like a number 4. So I'm not even that far yet. I guess I'm a little over halfway. Look out here. Here. So I do a lot of button mashing. You guys can probably hear it. Just making sure that my cooldowns are constantly popped. Yeah, it looks like this is another good rift. I got lucky again. It could be much worse than it is right now. The unit mix isn't too bad either. Sorcerer is usually pretty annoying. Look, here comes a boss from behind. You can see all those blobs left over from my my staff that I have equipped. Those are really nice, actually. I think the damage scales fairly well. Like I said before, these in previous video, that you know, not a lot of people use this build. And I can see why. I kind of just threw some stuff together and decided that it's what I wanted. There's a possibility that others do use it, or have used it. But it's probably not as efficient as some of the other builds, although I'm trying to make it as efficient. There's level 508. So that's not too bad. That's good. It's good that I'm gaining experience in here. In my head, I usually wear the experience gem, but today, it was all vitality, you know? I want survivability as much as possible. We'll see how much that ring that I found last night's helping me out. Probably a little bit. So since I found that, I'm going to try and do my best to get in here. And try and suck everything in. Have health link, which is really nice. So I'm going to try and kill as much as I can while I have that 400% damage boost. That's going to get me further through the rift. So the mimics that do spawn are really nice. They will cast Horrify for me, as well as piranhas and firewalls. I believe they do Acid Rain as well, or Acid Cloud. Yeah, Acid Cloud. So it seems that they're extremely beneficial. It's almost like having, you know, 3 me here, because there's 2 additional. But from what I understand, they don't get the abilities that your items do. Or the set bonus abilities, of course. I could be wrong on that, but I think I recall reading a forum about it that someone had posted. And he had said that he had looked into it, and the damage is extremely good to have them, but it's not an exact mirror image or duplicate of your character at all. But it's definitely worth having the mask in your cube. Alright, so I'm getting these guys here. So as you guys can see, this is pretty slow going. When you start to get into higher rifts, all the players that play, it takes a while to get through these rifts. It's not like, you can't keep that greater rift 30 feeling all the way to 70. It's just not going to happen. It starts to slow down around 50 and get pretty slow. Stuff has a lot of health. So you have to make sure that you have the equipment to support it. My equipment's not too bad. It could be better though. I could have ancient everything, and I don't. So I'm gonna kill these guys. Read this. Looks like it's a shield. So I'm gonna grab it and sprint up here. Perfect. Just get this room. And don't go after just boss mobs unless you can get away with it. Someone like me, if I were to go after just boss mobs, I would have enemies come up from behind me that would inevitably kill me. So I have to be a little cautious when I'm doing this and try and kill as much as I can as quickly as possible. That way I have the biggest success rate. Yep, there's another boss mob right there. So this boss mob is got me jailed. Ooh, there we go. So I'm gonna go ahead and lay that down. Oh, that was close. My defensive popped. This is why I have it. Defensive is always a good thing to have here. So we'll go ahead and sprint through here, throw this down, use my Horrify, these guys off me a little bit. Had to pop the potion there. I'm getting a little carried away, but I'm also trying to race against this clock here. While still having a relaxed demeanor, I guess you could say. Let's see what we got up here. So, you know, it's just all about what units you choose to hit, when you choose to hit them, and when you hit those shrines, and when you hit a shrine, what to do. The defensive shrine is really good for you just to run up and find a large group immediately. Power shrine's really good if you can find an elite mob close to it. Some people actually save it until the end if they are close to clearing it. That way you can just use it on the end boss and be done with it. Which I think is what I would do too if I ever arrived to that situation. I have yet to be that lucky though. Usually the bosses that I run into are far away from shrines. so I haven't been able to grab that yet. But stuff seems to be dying fairly quickly. Definitely not Greater Rift 60 quickly, but I think some better gear and maybe a little bit more evaluation could get me up there. If I could solo a T60, I'd be able to get a Conquest as well, and I believe you gotta have two to get the tier above the one I'm hunting. So if I could just knock them both out quickly, I could probably just get that going as well. So let's see, we're getting pretty close here. So it's not a bad time at all. Yeah, so there he is. So I'm just going to do everything I can, put everything down. And if he pops a big ring ability or anything that comes my way, I will just Spirit Walk, get out of it. Looks like I won't even have to. So there we go, there's a 52 with fairly quick clear. It seemed fairly easy for the most part. Time-wise though, I was pushing pretty close. I only had about 4 minutes remaining, which is fairly close to running out of time actually. So I'm gonna go ahead and identify these gems here. 39. It's gonna require a few more Greater Rifts to get that for sure. Probably have to do 3 or 4 of them, depending on my roll luck and difficulty. So we're gonna go back here and see how good that Zunamos's offhand is, which I could use that set for my dart build. Be kind of nice. Be kind of nice to switch things up a little bit. Look at that, beautiful. Extremely good stats. Much better than the one I currently have. So I'm gonna hold on to that one, see if I can play with it a little bit. So I have those ones, which are actually probably used for some sort of pet build. I bet you it is. Actually, that one, I doubt that one is. It's probably the Gargantuan one is the one that's used. Yeah, this is just the dog one. I don't know why anyone would use that. It's a single unit. Alright, so we're going to get rid of that. I have all these in the cube. Make sure you have them in the cube before you get rid of them, of course. And we're going to open the stash here. Dump these in here. Not full on those, but I am on those two. Okay. So I get 1 paragon level. Go ahead and close it here. And look at it, 57. See, I got some people ahead of me. I got someone at 58 and someone at 60. So next I will probably attempt 58. As you can see, he's got 1325 and 1421, so he barely made it. As you can see, I got 1411. I barely made it on a 57. But to be honest, my rift was not the greatest either. So I'm sure I could get close to doing a 58. But yeah, that's it for this run. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you next time.